Joe Biden finally made a trip to Maui to visit with the victims of the wildfires, and it was a complete disaster. And not long after he arrived there was he greeted with signs and signs and signs that weren't too positive. Okay, now he's here, how much worse can it be, right? Well, then he goes on to mispronounce the name of several Hawaii officials.
Brian Chance, our Senator Maisie. By the way, Maisie, I told my granddaughter, whose name is Maisie as well, she said, that's why I like her. Anyway, but her name is Maisie as well. And Jill Takuda, Representative Ed Chase.
And then continues and keeps talking and says that the wildfires were an unimaginable travesty. Travesty? Yeah, travesty.
But at any rate, I want to thank you for your leadership and during this unimaginable tragedy.
And when he starts actually addressing the victims of these wildfires, he tells a story that, you guessed it, is completely false. He then compares the damage from these wildfires to a small kitchen fire in his own home several years ago.
I don't want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I, what it's like to lose a home. Years ago, now 15 years ago, I was in Washington doing Meet the Press. It was a sunny Sunday, and lightning struck at home on a little lake. It's outside of our home, not a lake, a big pond, and hit a wire and came up underneath our home into the heating ducts, the air conditioning duct. To make a long story short, I almost lost my wife, my 67 Corvette, and my cat. But all kidding aside, I watched the firefighters, the way they responded. There's an old expression. I grew up right across the street from a fire hall in Claymont, Delaware. And the expression is, God made man, then he made a few firefighters. You're all crazy, thank God. The only people who run into flames to help other people. And they ran into flames to save my wife and save my family. Not a joke. The smoke, and the firefighters here can tell you, sometimes smoke is so thick from the windows out, it was that thick inside the home. And we were insured. We did not have any problem, but being out of our home for a better part of a year was difficult. I can only imagine what it's like to lose your home.
So he's telling people who just lost everything in a fire that it's just like a small kitchen fire, and that he was nervous about losing his Corvette and his cat? What about all these people that are missing? And was he spotted snoozing on the scene?
By someone they may have never met before. We are a community that relies on family, on ohana, whether by blood or by friendship. But like many others, my son's home burned down.
So what did the residents of Maui think about Joe Biden's trip?
A little too late. It's been 2 weeks since we've seen him. He's missed his window of opportunity.
I want to support him because I want him to support our community. We need help right now.
If he's here just for like a no help reason, then I don't see why he should be here.
What happens after this and what happens next? We're all watching.
It's so hard to believe that there were so many disasters in such a short day trip, but that's just a Joe Biden that we know.